Sinaloa Cartel. Emerging from the collapse of the Guadalajara Cartel, this organization traces its roots to Miguel Ángel Felix Gallardo, known as El Padrino, or the Godfather. Felix Gallardo controlled nearly all drug trafficking in Mexico during the 1980s, but his empire crumbled after the 1985 murder of DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena led to his arrest in 1989. When authorities dismantled the Guadalajara Cartel, Felix Gallardo divided his territories among his lieutenants from his prison cell, creating several powerful organizations, including the Sinaloa, Tijuana, and Juarez Cartels. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, who had worked under Felix Gallardo, took control of the Sinaloa faction and transformed it into a massive drug trafficking operation, moving cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana into the United States. El Chapo famously escaped from maximum security prisons twice, once hidden in a laundry cart in 2001, and again through a mile-long tunnel in 2015. At its peak, the organization was responsible for smuggling over 200 tons of cocaine into the United States annually. After El Chapo's final capture and extradition in 2017, his sons, known as Los Chapitos, took control alongside Ismael El Mayo Zambada, continuing operations across multiple continents. CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, known as CJNG, was founded in 2010 by Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho, a former police officer who turned to drug trafficking. The organization emerged from the remnants of the Milenio Cartel after its leader, Ignacio Nacho Coronel, was killed by Mexican authorities. El Mencho quickly established CJNG as a powerful force by recruiting former members of Los Zetas, giving his cartel access to military-style tactics and weaponry. The group announced its presence in September 2011 when they dumped 35 bodies on a busy avenue in Veracruz during rush hour, sending a brutal message to their rivals. CJNG operates differently from traditional cartels by using extreme violence and social media to spread fear, often posting videos of executions and confrontations with authorities. The organization has expanded rapidly across Mexico and into the United States, Europe, and Asia, making them one of the fastest-growing criminal enterprises in the world. In 2015, they shot down a Mexican military helicopter using a rocket launcher, marking the first time a cartel had brought down an aircraft. El Mencho remains one of the most wanted men globally, with the US offering a $10 million reward for information leading to his arrest. Gulf Cartel. It is one of Mexico's oldest criminal organizations, with roots stretching back to the 1930s when it started as a bootlegging operation during Prohibition. Juan Garcia Abrego transformed the group into a major drug trafficking cartel in the 1980s, establishing smuggling routes through the Gulf of Mexico and into Texas. The organization controlled the border city of Matamoros and other key entry points, moving tons of white powder from Colombia into the United States. In the 1990s, OCL Cartels Guillen took over leadership and made a decision that would change cartel warfare forever by recruiting elite Mexican military soldiers to form Los Zetas as the cartel's armed wing. These former special forces operators brought military discipline and brutal tactics to the organization, making the Gulf Cartel extremely dangerous. Cardenas Guillen famously threatened to eliminate DEA agents in 1999, leading to his placement on the FBI's 10 Most Wanted list. The cartel's power began declining after Cardenas was arrested in 2003, and Los Zetas eventually broke away to form their own organization in 2010, sparking a violent conflict. Despite losing territory and influence over the years, the Gulf Cartel continues operating along the Texas-Mexico border, though it's now fractured into smaller competing factions. Tijuana Cartel. Also known as the Arellano Felix Organization, this group was founded in the late 1980s by a family of 7 brothers and 4 sisters after the breakup of Miguel Ángel Felix Gallardo's Guadalajara Cartel. The Arellano Felix family received control of the lucrative Tijuana Plaza, one of the most valuable smuggling corridors into California. Benjamin Arellano Felix served as the organization's leader while his brother Ramon handled enforcement, earning a reputation for extreme brutality and personally carrying out executions. The cartel recruited a squad of young assassins known as Los Narco Juniors, who were often wealthy kids from Tijuana's upper class drawn to the violent lifestyle. During the 1990s, the organization controlled massive cocaine shipments from Colombia and dominated the drug trade in Baja California through bribery and violence. The cartel became infamous for the 1993 assassination attempt on rival Sinaloa leader El Chapo at the Guadalajara airport, which accidentally killed Cardinal Juan Jesus Posadas Ocampo instead. Ramon was killed in a shootout with police in 2002, and Benjamin was arrested shortly after, causing the organization to fragment. The cartel's power significantly declined over the years, though remnants still operate in Tijuana under various leadership. Juarez Cartel. Established in the late 1980s, this organization came to power when Amado Carrillo Fuentes took control of the Ciudad Juarez Plaza after the Guadalajara Cartel split apart. Carrillo Fuentes earned the nickname Lord of the Skies because he revolutionized drug trafficking by using a fleet of Boeing 727 jets to transport massive quantities of cocaine from Colombia to Mexico. At his peak in the mid-1990s, he was moving up to 4 times more cocaine than any other trafficker, making him one of the wealthiest criminals in the world with an estimated fortune of $25 billion. The cartel controlled the strategic border city of Ciudad Juarez, directly across from El Paso, Texas, giving them access to one of the busiest international crossings in North America. Carrillo Fuentes died under mysterious circumstances in 1997 during plastic surgery to change his appearance, and his brother Vicente took over operations. The organization maintained power for years until 2008, when the Sinaloa cartel attempted to take over their territory, sparking a brutal war that turned Juarez into one of the most dangerous cities on earth with thousands of murders. The violence devastated the city, and the Juarez cartel eventually lost much of its influence, though smaller factions continue operating today. PCC. The Primero Comando de Capital, known as PCC or First Command of the Capital, was founded on August 31, 1993, inside São Paulo's Taubaté prison by 8 inmates who were frustrated with the brutal conditions and mistreatment they faced. Marcos Williams, Herbas Camacho, better known as Marcola, emerged as the organization's leader and transformed it from a prison rights group into Brazil's largest criminal organization. The PCC started by demanding better treatment for prisoners, but quickly evolved into a sophisticated drug trafficking network that now controls cocaine distribution across South America. In May 2006, the organization orchestrated coordinated attacks across São Paulo, with simultaneous rebellions in 74 prisons and attacks on police stations, buses, and banks that killed over 40 police officers and paralyzed the entire city. The group operates with a unique structure that resembles a business corporation, with members paying monthly dues and receiving benefits like legal support and financial help for their families. PCC has expanded beyond Brazil's borders, establishing connections with Colombian suppliers and European distributors, making them key players in the international cocaine trade. The organization is estimated to have over 30,000 members inside Brazilian prisons and thousands more operating on the streets, controlling drug markets in São Paulo's favelas. Comando Vermelho. Translating to Red Command, this organization was founded in the 1970s inside Candido Mendes prison on Ilha Grande Island off the coast of Rio de Janeiro. The group was born from an unusual alliance between bank robbers and left-wing political prisoners who were imprisoned together during Brazil's military dictatorship. These political activists taught common criminals about organization, solidarity, and resistance against authority, creating a hybrid gang with revolutionary ideology. William da Silva Lima, known as Professor, was one of the founding members who helped establish the group's early structure and principles. The organization initially focused on controlling drug trafficking in Rio's favelas, particularly cocaine distribution, and became the dominant force in the city's underworld by the 1980s. They are known for their fierce loyalty among members and violent conflicts with rival factions, especially the Tercero Comando Puro and Amigos dos Amigos. In 2017, member Rogerio da Silva, known as Rogerio 157, orchestrated a daring helicopter escape from a maximum security prison, though he was recaptured months later. The group maintains significant power in Rio de Janeiro, controlling drug sales in numerous favelas and engaging in constant turf wars that claim hundreds of lives annually. Gulf Clan. Emerging in Colombia during the mid-2000s after right-wing paramilitary groups demobilized, this organization filled the power vacuum left in the country's drug trafficking networks. Dairo Antonio Usuga, known as Otoniel, became the organization's supreme leader and built it into Colombia's largest drug trafficking group. The clan operates primarily in the Urubá region of northwestern Colombia, controlling coca production areas and smuggling routes along both the Pacific and Caribbean coasts. Unlike traditional cartels, the Gulf Clan functions more like a criminal army, with an estimated 1,200 armed members and thousands of collaborators spread across rural areas. The organization recruits heavily from former paramilitary fighters, giving them access to individuals with military training and combat experience. Otoniel managed to evade capture for years by constantly moving between jungle hideouts and using a network of informants to avoid authorities. In October 2021, Colombian security forces finally captured him after a massive operation involving over 500 soldiers and 22 helicopters in the Antioquia region. The Gulf Clan is responsible for shipping hundreds of tons of cocaine to the United States and Europe annually. And despite Otoniel's arrest, the organization continues operating under new leadership. Los Choneros. Founded in the 1990s in the coastal city of Manta, Ecuador, this organization started as a small street gang before evolving into the country's largest and most powerful criminal group. Jorge Luis Zambrano Gonzalez, known as Rasquiña, transformed Los Choneros from petty criminals into a sophisticated drug trafficking network with international connections. The gang controls key drug routes along Ecuador's Pacific coast, working with Mexican cartels like Sinaloa and CJNG to move cocaine from Colombia and Peru to international markets. Ecuador's position between the world's two largest cocaine producers, Colombia and Peru, made Los Choneros extremely valuable partners for larger cartels seeking efficient smuggling routes. The organization dominates several of Ecuador's prisons, where they run operations from inside cells equipped with luxury items and weapons. In December 2020, Rasquiña was killed inside Literal Penitentiary during a prison massacre that left 79 inmates dead, sparking a violent succession war within the organization. Los Choneros has been responsible for turning Ecuador, once considered a peaceful nation, into a battleground with rising murder rates and brutal gang violence. The group maintains power through corruption, intimidation, and strategic alliances, controlling drug distribution networks that stretch across multiple continents. Los Lobos. Emerging as a rival faction to Los Choneros in Ecuador, this criminal organization has become one of the country's most violent gangs in recent years. The group operates primarily along Ecuador's coast and inside the prison system, where they fight for control of drug trafficking routes and territory. Los Lobos has aligned itself with the Jalisco New Generation Cartel from Mexico, giving them access to weapons, resources, and international drug distribution networks. The alliance with CJNG put them in direct conflict with Los Choneros, who work with the Sinaloa Cartel, essentially turning Ecuador into a proxy battleground for Mexican cartel rivalries. The organization is responsible for numerous prison massacres, including coordinated attacks that have left hundreds of inmates dead in facilities across the country. In 2021 alone, over 300 prisoners were killed in Ecuadorian jails during clashes between Los Lobos and rival gangs, with victims often dismembered or beheaded. The gang recruits heavily from impoverished coastal communities, offering young men money and protection in exchange for loyalty. Los Lobos controls cocaine shipments leaving Ecuador's ports, particularly in Guayaquil, where containers filled with drugs are hidden among legal exports like bananas and shrimp headed to Europe and the United States.